This park is actually 4 mini parks in one. Separate themed areas for the Megalodon, Thanatosdrakon, Microceratus, and Segisaurus with Little Edie. All species from the latest and last DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2. I'm excited to show you this super fun park to get you inspired for your own builds. Let's start the tour. Welcome to the park and thank you so much for joining me for this tour. Our guests and ourselves have arrived via the guest building and they are greeted by the Jurassic rock decoration, the banner, the gate. We're really upping the branding here because we know that that's what people pay for. And then they walk around this and they come through the gate and it opens up into a square courtyard. Oh, we're dodging people here. There's some seating opportunity in the courtyard. There's a nice little fountain, but other than that, there's not much. Except there are 4 entry points to Hyperloop systems, and it's all very mysterious because the idea here is that when a guest first arrives in this park, they have no idea which species are in this park and which Hyperloop leads where. Now, if you've been paying attention to the color of the flag, you have probably sussed out what is where. There is a little bit of a spoiler in that sign as well. But yeah, the idea here is that it's sort of a choose your own adventure. Our guests arrive, looking at it, it's mostly facility people. I don't know, maybe it's like a company retreat. But our guests arrive and they have no idea what they're going to be seeing. So it's a bit of a mystery. We are going to start with the Lagoon part. So really, we have 4 mini parks that are all connected to this courtyard. And yeah, let's go see the Lagoon first. And of course, that's gonna have the Megalodon. Here comes the Hyperloop to pick us up. And then starting at the courtyard, the Hyperloop system takes us under the mountain, under the lagoon, and it brings us to this remote section right in the middle of an enormous lagoon. And I'm gonna drop us down right here. There you go! And right as you enter, you might catch a glimpse of the Megalodon snatching some of the great white shark off the bait feeder there. So yeah, this is our lagoon section. We've arrived via the Hyperloop. We have a hotel off to the side, and obviously the hotel is gonna give a view into the lagoon as well. And there are many viewing opportunities on this island in the middle of the lagoon. Little seating sections here as well, but I did... Oh. No, oh, it's one of the other ones. Obviously, we have so many Megalodon in this giant lagoon that there's also a lot of feeders. But hopefully we're gonna get a good view from the viewing opportunities as well. Now, you know I love building monorail roof structure, so here we have one. It partially sits on top of the guest path and extends out into the lagoon itself because I love the effect that the pillars create underwater, so we're gonna see that shortly. And here it creates a little bit of a tunnel effect. And on either side we have lagoon viewing galleries, and I guess we might as well hop into this one. There, so here you can see what those pillars do for the underwater area. Of course the kelp as well. I think it creates a really spooky atmosphere. Now, unfortunately, there's no Megalodon to add to that atmosphere, but maybe if I speed it up a little bit.
One eternity later.
Whoa, yeah, there we go. I had to wait for that a really long time, but that's what you want to experience when you're sitting here. Oh my gosh, I think that is so awesome. Alright, so that's one down. We're also gonna quickly hop into this one just to show you the different view. So we're above water now. We have a feeder off to the side. Looked like we just missed a shark coming up for that. But you can see just how massive this lagoon is. And of course I'm going to be doing like overview shots at the very end of this video as well. So you get like a proper view of the park. But first, the like ground guest experience. So we're not going to go into either one of these. Actually, having said that, I also want to give you the above water view of the monorail roof structure. There, so this is what it looks like from the top, and you can actually see in the distance that, oh, with the shark fin popping up, that's nice. You can see one of the remote biosyn viewing towers as well. So yeah, it's a huge lagoon, so we really had to you know, implement a lot of viewing attractions to sort of maximize the odds that you're gonna see the Megalodon. But it's not a perfect system. Okay, so another guest section. We have a little Hammond statue moment here in front of the Biosyn tree. I quite like how these decorations combine. I think that's pretty cool for little photo op moments. And when we walk around here, so we're in like an island within the lagoons, but as always, I did incorporate a bit of terrain elevation differences. So there's a sunken down section with guest amenities, and as you can see, all of the guest amenities are blue because we are in the lagoon section of the park, so it's all themed. Let's go into the tower and see if we get lucky, see if we can see that shark get eaten. Alright, so as we wait, what's also fun from this tower is that, you know, you can see the surrounding environment as well. So again, the huge lagoon, but also the island that we are on that sits in the middle of it. You see the monorail structure, you see the Biosyn tower in the distance. And if we switch cameras, we see a lot of glare. There we go, so now we have a view of the plaza down below. And we have a little bit of cute path art. It's a bit difficult to see from this angle, but we have a little bit of shark path art there to, yeah, make it a little bit more themed. Yeah, there it is. Awesome. So yeah, this is a really fun way to watch that feeding animation. Or from, you know, the real guest perspective to see the Megalodon actually eat come up like that. If for whatever reason a giant shark bores you, you can also go to the aquarium that's over here. You can eat some crabs. There's another viewing opportunity behind this thing. I did finally manage to use these planters. I struggle incorporating these because of their shape, but yeah, you know, they're a little wavy, so I thought that was appropriate. Same with these Jurassic Park wall pieces. You know, I organized them in a way to sort of mimic a wave structure. And then if we go around that, when you gotta go, you gotta go. So there's a restroom, but there's also another viewing opportunity. So let's go over here. And we might as well see if we get lucky. We might as well see. Nothing. But something that you can't see in the murky water is that we have underwater viewing opportunities as well for us to check out after this one. Okay, so leaving that gallery behind, we're gonna go to the lower section. And that is accessed through here. This is by far the busiest area of the park, which really goes to show the popularity of the Megalodon. Alright, so now we're on the shark path art with these planters sort of mimicking the gills of the shark. Of course, we have the amenities, again colored blue to match with theming. And then over here we have 3 underwater viewpoints. And we're just gonna go through all of them and see what we can see. It is a matter of luck given the size of the lagoon. Alright, first one, not lucky, unfortunately. We are right by a feeder. I love that. It also gives me a little bit of like thalassophobia, but I do love like the ominous sort of atmosphere that underwater structures create. Oh, ho, ho, I see a shadow. Where are you? Oh, you're right above me. Oh god! Hold on. What's the best camera angle here? There it is, there it is. Awesome. That's lucky, because again, it's a huge lagoon. So this Megalodon is showboating a little bit. I'm gonna pause because I really struggle figuring out the... There you go. Oh god, no, back. How do I go back? E? Yeah, there you go. Gorgeous. Okay, so that was one. Going into the second one now. Let's see. Oh, we're on the other side of the monorail roof structure. You can see the pillars there. Largely obscured by the kelp. And you can see the little lagoon island that the Biosyn tower sits on. Alright, no sharks here though. Okay, so lucky number 3? No, unfortunately, I checked all angles, no shark to be seen here. I think this looks really lovely, but of course this is only one of 4 areas, so we're gonna go back to the Hyperloop. And before we go back to the main courtyard, we're gonna hop into that remote Biosyn viewing tower because that's obviously also accessed through the Hyperloop system. And as I speedwalk you back to the Hyperloop, if you've been enjoying the tour so far, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for way more tours and tips and tricks videos to keep you inspired for Jurassic World Evolution 2 as we wait for the next game, which of course I will keep you up to date on. Okay, so going into this one, it doesn't really work that way, but we're gonna go to the remote viewing tower now. Okay, so this is remote viewing tower number 1, which, you know, we're facing the island, we're facing the monorail roof structure, we have a view of a feeder, we have the hotel, of course, behind that, and just the massive, massive, massive lagoon. And we have a lot of Megalodon here, like there are a ton in here, but it's so big. Oh! There, we have just a shark fin popping up, and that's fun! Like, as a guest you would come over here and you would just be, you know, shark spotting, trying to see those moments where a fin pops out, like, above the surface. I think that would be such, like, a fun experience to just, you know, be here for like 10-15 minutes and look for these animals, look for signs of them. This is the second Biosyn platform. Oh, we have a fin in the distance. Really, really, really cool. And we're also looking at another feeder, which is attached to a smaller, like... Oh, wow! Oh, that's nice timing. So yeah, a feeder that is attached to a smaller island, which is inaccessible to guests. It's just a little bit of a backdrop, and of course a way to attach a feeder right in front of this tower. So yeah, that's a really awesome experience for guests as well. And before we head back to the main courtyard for the next section, here's a quick overview of just how massive this lagoon is. But stay tuned till the end for like beauty shots of the entire park so you get a good idea of it. Alright, so back at the square courtyard, we've just done the blue section. We're gonna go into the red section next, the land carnivores. Okay, so this is the second area of the park, and you know, you recognize it by the red flags, the red buildings. This is where we keep the Segisaurus and Little Edie, the new Tyrannosaurus skin that we got in the DLC. Off to the side, to just show you really quickly, we have a restroom. You know, I do typically really like tucking those away from like the main areas. And you know, this just little seating section in front of two like a restaurant and a drink shop. And it's really not a large area, but it is really nice. I think you're gonna really like what we did with the Innovation Center and the view behind the Innovation Center. And I say we because a lot of this was built during live streams, as is always the case. I stream this game every single Saturday, so if you want to join, hit the subscribe so you don't miss out on the live streams and of course future builds and tours and all of that. So right here we have the Segisaurus habitat. I kept it quite, you know, sparse in terms of foliage because I really want to be able to see these animals, and they are quite small. That's also why we went with the low Malta wall pieces as the barrier. And of course we're just pretending that there's proper invisible fencing buried underground to keep the animals contained. Oh yeah, we have a nice little pack of Segisaurus just walking around here, and a very nervous goat. Some seating sections as well if you just want to sit around a little bit longer and wait. Oh, yeah, see, there you go. Wait for the goat murder to commence. Yep, I told you he was nervous. And with good reason. Oh, here we go. We have a really colorful pack. Oh! And the goat goes down. Oh, I love that! The way the tails come up through the grass. That was awesome. And right away, a new goat is born to await death. That's so dark. Anyway, let's move on to the T-Rex area. So, of course, in the Park Manager's Collection Pack, we also got a new... You can hear her in the background. We also got a new T-Rex skin, Little Edie. So, you know, we have the statue here to sort of announce her presence, although she does a good job announcing her own presence. And there's this bridge that crosses over the body of water, which also frames the Segisaurus habitat. So yeah, little bridge that crosses over. You go towards the visitor center, which is just iconic. I love using this. Even in a park as small as this, I cannot resist. We're gonna go into these later. I first want to show you the view from the path behind the visitor center. Again, red flags just for the theming of this area. And you walk around here. Guests don't come here because there's no reason for the guest AI to come here. But, you know, there's just a little plaza with tables and chairs, so you can spend some time here. That's the back of the visitor center. It's like, you know, it has a bit of a garden around it to obscure a lot of the concrete. But one concrete thing that I don't mind seeing, that I don't want to obscure, is the monorail track, as I think it just frames the view really nicely. You create some height, create some drama. And when you walk up to the edge, you look out into an absolutely... Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Absolutely enormous T-Rex habitat. You can see a log over there. And there's another log. I don't see her. Oh, she's right there. She's right there. She's hiding. Yeah, there's a viewing log right in front, and there's also a log hidden in the back there, so that gives a completely unique viewing opportunity. You can see just how huge this habitat is. Hello, little Edie. There she goes. I thought she might be stuck roaring constantly, but no, she's free. So it's completely lined with invisible fencing, so you don't have, like, ugly fencing popping up in the background. And I really love how this looks. Like, this is so spectacular. This, for the view alone, this would be amazing. But obviously, having a T-Rex walking around and screaming her head off makes it even better. So yeah, let's go into those logs. So you can walk all the way around the visitor center, and then you come back to the front, and this is one access point. I don't know which is which. All right, this is the first one. So there's little Edie, and there is the monorail structure. It's like a semicircle to fit with the circular visitor center. And it's like seated a little bit lower than where the path is, so that it doesn't tower over you too much. And I think that looks really awesome. Like, from both sides. I think it looks awesome from here, and I think it looks awesome from the path as well. We have the other log in the distance that we're gonna go to. And you just see this massive lake. You have the feeder on a little island there. And if we look at this other view, you can see that the river sort of goes in between the mountains, and the habitat extends back there as well. Okay, so that was the first log. Let's walk back. So here we are back at the bridge. I love making bridges in this game, even though you do have to cheat, but I feel like, you know, it works quite well. Like, you can barely see that there's like a bit of land on either side of the path. You know, if you just line it with some stuff, I think it looks quite convincing as a bridge. And here's hoping that Jurassic World Evolution 3, or whatever it will be called, is going to allow us to make actual bridges. Okay, so here's the second entry point for the second log. And this is just, you know, really secluded view. You really have to be lucky to see her back here. But from this one, we can see the other one. And a bit of an open field as well. And really, that concludes the carnivore section. So here we have the huge T-Rex habitat. And here's a bit of an illusion. The river stops right there because, you know, we don't see that. And then in front there is this, you know, body of water. Again, it's like a backstop for the Segisaurus. You can see that even the fencing doesn't continue in there because, you know, they don't like water. So there's the Segisaurus habitat, and just the tiniest of guest section. We're gonna go back to the main courtyard, which is right here. So we've done blue, we have done red, and I'm gonna save the Thanatosdrakon for last. And we're first gonna go into the herbivore section with the Microceratus. We've just exited the Hyperloop and now we are in the herbivore section of the park, which is just a giant circular area entirely surrounded by this monorail structure. Again, for the height, the drama. And, you know, you're greeted by the green flag to sort of confirm that you have exited on the right location. And there's a bit of a garden in front of you to, you know, build a little bit of suspense, but as you walk around, you just have this massive open area with a Jurassic Park gate seated like in the middle of a lake and freely walking around for you to interact with and pet and give treats to are the completely unbothered and tiny Microceratus. That's some big D energy right there. It doesn't care at all. But yeah, I think this area looks really lovely. Again, the green buildings for the theming. Now, what's unfortunate about this area, and that's a design flaw on my part, is that guests don't come here. Like, the guest AI doesn't come here. Again, because there's no attractions. That's, again, a boo-boo on my part. I should have added something like a viewing gallery over here, even though it's completely dumb, but at least that way we would have had guests walking around. I didn't realize that it didn't click until I'd already finished the entire area, and I didn't want to break it up to like add that. Oh, we do have a lonesome lady and two. That's a little awkward. Okay. Anyway, oh, look at him. Yeah, this would be so cool. So yeah, you can just sit here, have, you know, drink your overpriced burgers, and just watch these cute Microceratus walk around. I think that's so adorable. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no guests here, so that sort of breaks the illusion. Speaking of illusion, I did turn off the need for drinking. And what we're pretending is that the Microceratus drink from the fountains over here. Like, they would hop up onto the concrete ledge and they would just drink from the fountain. And also, feeding for the herbivores is also turned off because they would be hand-fed by, you know, keepers, and the guests would be giving them treats and all of that. So that way I could skirt the issue of, you know, not having any accessible water here and not needing any herbivore plants. Look at the little feller. Aww. Yeah, I really like how this area turned out, and Microceratus was just a perfect excuse to make it just an entire walkthrough area. Alrighty, so we're going towards the fourth and final area. So again, guests would come back to the central courtyard, and this time they would go to the yellow Hyperloop system that takes them to the aviary. And here we are, and right away we have another monorail structure in front of us. You know I love using this stuff. It's just because we are limited in what we can do in terms of building things with height. And I really like how this turned out. It's a little weird, it's not for everyone, but I think this is pretty cool. And the way you create this curve is just by lowering the terrain on either side of it. So there's like these giant pits dug down into the earth, and that causes the monorail ends to go down while the center stays up. And I've just lined it with bushes and a lot of like fluffy trees that you don't see those like sunken areas of terrain. And yeah, I think that looks pretty spectacular. I think it looks pretty cool and different. So this is where we keep the Thanatosdrakon in a huge, huge aviary. So if we walk underneath the monorail structure, which is like the entry section. Oh, that's another fun thing. I personally really love building entrance sections. So building a park like this, honestly, it just allows you to build like fun, spectacular entrances for each separate section. Now, if you're struggling with building entrance sections, I have done several videos on how to do that, how to give you like inspiration and ideas, stuff that you can literally copy as well. Oh, I just realized something. I forgot to customize the buildings. I didn't make them yellow. Oh my god, if you've made it to this point in the video, comment yellow. Just go down below and comment yellow, and maybe say, shame on you, Evo, yellow. And only the people who made it this far will know. Okay, so this is the guest section for the Thanatosdrakon aviary. It's a huge aviary. It has several log viewing points. I say several, I mean 2. And it has a gyrosphere tour going through, so obviously we're going to be taking that tour. I made use of the Pteranodon decoration here. It's not entirely accurate because we don't have Pteranodons in this aviary, but I had to do something to like solidify the theme of this area. So our guests, they cross over the tour track. Here we can see one of the hamster balls returning. So they cross over into a separate section. I really like doing that. I like making the most of our ability to cross over the tour track. And then we have the first entry of a log viewing gallery and the second one, and of course the tour. Let's do the logs first. All right, well, you might be thinking, that's a weird view. I didn't anticipate that this would be the main camera point. It's about this camera point. So there you go. This is actually the first area of the aviary. So when we take the tour, this is where we'll go through first. And it's a huge lake with just a surplus of Thanatosdrakon flying around. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's a perch for them to sit on. There's a feeder there as well. I turned it off for now, for the tour, because it's so busy in this aviary that they are struggling to keep themselves fed. So for the sake of the tour, I turned it off. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, just, oh my god, there are so many. It's a bit of a pest, honestly. Yeah, I like that animation, that little stretch. Okay, and then, oh my god, it's really getting busy here as well. So yeah, Thanatosdrakon and the Megalodon are really the stars of this park. So the second viewing log is this one right here. And again, this is not the main view, although it's kind of nice that you can see the waterfall way in the distance, but it's about this one. You know, you have the little diorama of the T-Rex fighting the sauropod, and you can just watch the hamster balls drive on by. Not a lot of aerial activity in this area. I'm afraid that they're all focused on like that giant lake section, even though there's water in other parts of the aviary as well. Okay, so now it's time to hop into the gyrosphere tour, because that's obviously the main attraction here. So here we go. Hey, don't point that in my face. So you come into the aviary, right away you see a Thanatosdrakon. He might be stuck. Oh, he might be the reason I kept seeing that hungry notification. He is 100% stuck. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, we have figured it out. It took me a while. But look at this welcome. This is amazing. So you have a Spinosaurus skeleton and the Thanatosdrakon will sit on it. They like sitting on these rocks right here. They really do frequently sit here because I've got a really lovely shot of it as well, like a screenshot. So yeah, you drive by and you see them sitting here on the skeleton. That's so cool. Oh, I love that. And you know, you kind of, it's a little bit cozier here. You know, it's framed by a lot of foliage. Oh, he's 100% stuck. He is the culprit of the notifications. I was just like, you know what, I'll just turn it off. Anyway, and then it opens up into this huge lake area. Oh, you can see them sitting on the log. That's so cool. Oh man, like, oh, 2.5 years later, I still love this game so much. Like, it still brings such a big smile to my face. I don't know what to tell you. So there you go. I'm pretty sure all of them are in this area, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, our guests would be able to explore this aviary in full. Oh, so cool. Comment down below. So the pack has been out for a while now. Comment down below which species ended up being your favorite in the Park Manager's Collection pack. Because I feel like Megalodon was obviously like an instant favorite for many, but Thanatosdrakon is really cool as well. Look at this. Like, this looks so beautiful. This game is still so beautiful. I love that they're sitting on the log. I think that's so funny. And again, we have the little skeleton diorama. And if we drive through... Oh, there's another log. Huh? Where did I put that connection point? Oh, it might be unconnected. Whoops. Oh no, I know. No, it's not unconnected. I know. I completely forgot about an entire area in this park. You will see it shortly. Fret not, fret not. There's a guest area in the middle of the aviary. I totally forgot about that. God dang it. Alright, let me try to get around these. So, we were up on the higher section, and now we're sort of going through this valley. Creating a little bit of a, you know, different environment, and then we go up through the rocks. Gonna go around these guys, because they're slow. These things are difficult to drive. I would 100% break these. 100%. Like, there's no question. Yeah, and this thing as well. Yeah, I completely forgot about an entire guest section. Don't worry. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Here, see, so there's water and feeders here, but they just don't... Like, there's a couple of them here, but the majority is, like, at the large lake in the front, which is kind of odd, honestly. So there's, like, a random cutout in the aviary, just, like, a single dome that I deleted, because I really like what that does for the interior structure. There's no other point to it, other than making the aviary look a little bit more interesting and a little less just wide open from the inside. Ooh, I love this. Here, so we have these walls and the gate in the middle. And is he gonna land? He's gonna land. Perfect! Because that's what I wanted. And then they sit on the log, like right behind the gates. I think that's like such a lovely, like, framed moment. That would be so cool to see. Alright, moving along though, moving along. I'm trying to keep this tour short because, you know, nowadays my parks are so huge and detailed that every tour takes like an hour plus. I want to keep this one relatively short. Here we go. So we're inside, we're in a guest section inside the aviary, or surrounded by the aviary. So we exit the gyrosphere and then, well, we back up into this this sculpture. But here you go. You can see we are entirely surrounded by the structure of the aviary, so it's a secluded area. I put a hotel building in here, but, you know, I'll probably pretend, or I'll probably prefer to pretend that it's something else, maybe a restaurant, or maybe even a museum about flying reptiles. That would be really cool. I just really like the look of this building, so, you know, I don't mind repurposing buildings for different ideas, different uses. But we can walk all the way around this area. Yes, I did go in and recolor the buildings. I didn't customize them though, so it's still sushi. Oh well. So restroom. This is the back of the hotel with a little seating section. A toy shop, and you can see that we're just walking all the way around. That's a restroom, yeah. Here we have an entry point. This is the dome then, so maybe I did forget to connect the third log. Yeah, this is the dome. Maybe I did forget to connect the third log. Oh my god. Yeah, it's so quiet here because the Thanatosdrakon don't really come here. Is that the only... Yeah, that's the only attraction here. I really did not connect the third log. Oh my god, comment down below. Third log. Yellow and third log. Those are my mistakes. Let me just confirm. Let me confirm. Yep, I forgot. Okay, cool. So this is a quick look at the aviary. You can see the odd cutout here, just to give it a little bit of an interesting shape on the inside. The guest section nestled in between, and the guest section leading up to it. And here you see the pits on either side to create this curved monorail structure. If you've enjoyed the tour, check out the channel for even more, but first, enjoy the showcase.